chair.
Motion to nominate Councilor Ricken. A second?
A motion and a second. Any other motion? Questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Councilor Ricken. There you go.
Okay. Item 4, agenda items, review and recommend on planning board appointments. There's 2 vacancies. 1 seat expiring March 31st, 2026. 1 seat expiring March 31st, 2028. We have 6 applicants: Max Corwin, Joseph Devanzo, Jamie Grand Mason, Melissa Osborne, Stephen St. Peter Jr., Cecilia Wardwell. I realize people have busy schedules and everybody can't be here, but anybody here that wants to say a few things of why they want to be on the planning board?
Hi, Stephen St. Peter Jr., applicant for the planning board. As you know, Tractor Supply, Aroma Joe's are coming into town. We need to build some momentum to bring in new businesses, new opportunities. I'd like to see more done on Park Street and, see if we can't fill that up with some good businesses and stuff. So I think that people like me that walk in town have a perspective, and I talk to a lot of people and they're excited about Aroma Joe's and Tractor Supply coming, but they've always said, another supermarket would be great, something that would be less expensive than, say, Hannaford's. They'd also like to see more automobile opportunities, like dealerships and stuff like that. So if I get on here, I will push for more businesses on Route 1, Park Street, because Park Street is definitely a gold mine just waiting to implode. So thank you guys, and hope I get your vote.
How you doing? My name is Joseph Devanzo, and I had applied for the position on the planning board. And my concept is that hopefully I can bring a vision of Bucksport which preserves its heritage, its beauty, and its necessity for meeting the needs of the constituents who live within Bucksport. Bucksport is not just a business, but it's a meeting with a business for the town. It is a town that spreads out to the communities in Prospect, Orland, and Brewer. And I hope to be able to address the concerns of all of the towns that surrounds Bucksport, because they will be coming to Bucksport to help it grow and to help it grow in a way that keeps its beauty and meets the needs of the people within the town. That is what I say. Thank you.
Hey, Joe, I have Joe. What, I read in your application that you were on a town assessment committee?
Yes.
Yeah, how would that overlap with this, if any?
I don't see how that overlaps, because one is a resident within Bucksport has a conflict with its tax structure, and they will come forward to say, hey, I think my taxes are too high, or there's an error in the way it was. So it wouldn't do anything with the planning board for getting in.
Just a point of information, Mr. Chairman, that the only stipulation for the planning board is that they cannot be a member of the zoning board of appeals, and I believe they cannot be a counselor.
Right.
Those are the only
Okay.
things that are not allowed.
Okay? Yes? Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
See, here's what I'm struggling with. I'm not quite, I haven't, shame on me, but I have not attended any planning board meetings recently. So it's just going by packets, like when Tractor Supply came up and so forth. I read through that hundreds of pages of documents where they talked about the land and what wetlands and driveways and specification on the building. Now, you came off the board to accept this position here. I mean, does this get into reading specifications and drawings? I don't
It
understand.
helps, it helps to be able to learn how to read blueprints and be in trades and stuff, so you have a little know more about, the building aspect of things.
Okay.
Because the planning board is when people they come to say, they present you with their plans and they discuss them, so that does
Okay.
help.
That's helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, come on up.
I'm Max Corwin. Nice to meet you, everybody. I guess why I want to be on the planning board is I want to be the welcoming face to businesses when they come to town. I want to be here to call balls and strikes as they bring us their plans to say, you know, this is good for the town, this is bad for the town. You know, here's how you can amend your plan. I understand that we're not here to run things with an iron fist with the planning board. It's mostly an approval process, but on that same note, people in the town need to feel heard, and they also need to voice, when they come to us with their opinions and their concerns, that we need to hear them. And so I can do both of those things. Thank you.
Question for you, Matt.
Yes, sir.
I read in your application that you have background in real estate law.
Yes, sir.
Is that on like a residential or commercial side, or you do both, or?
I worked for a law firm called Shapiro and Morley. I'm familiar with mostly title curatives, foreclosure commitments. I can look at a book and page. I can do title research, that sort of thing, and I can look at a tax map.
It's useful.
That's
A useful skill for planning board.
that's pretty useful. Anyone else?
Yep.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Counselor Terrian, Counselor Doty, any comments, questions, suggestions?
The real estate law is good, but I don't know if that would really pertain to the planning board. It's more of like a trades thing, learning how to read blueprints. Melissa Osborne, her husband's a general contractor, so I think she.
Do you all know the backgrounds of the folks that are currently serving? Is there anything we're
Melissa
missing?
Osborne's husband is a general contractor, so she's been around construction and probably can read blueprints.
I mean, who's already on the board?
You say
She's
Luke,
a candidate.
Luke could provide
Yeah.
a little bit of background to.
Is there something we might be
The best of
missing that
his
we should
knowledge.
be looking for?
So we have our oldest member, George Hansen, is a surveyor, longtime surveyor. Just lost Mike Haydick. Jay Duross was a police officer for the town for many years. Didn't really have any specific knowledge base regarding this, but he's learned, he's studied the applications, and he does well. He has been our chair. Crystal Harlan and Tricia Caro are both realtors. So we have the realtor side covered. And Mark Nesslusen is a retired math teacher. So
Music teacher.
music teacher, sorry, I knew that. It's the wrong word came out of my mouth. It's unusual. Sometimes we get no applicants or one applicant, and so it's just take who we can get. And sometimes like this, we've got a whole slug. Grand Mason did tell me to withdraw her name from the list, so she didn't think there'd be many applicants, and when we got a whole bunch, she said she's on the appeals board and she's happy to stay there. So that makes your decision a little bit easier. And Melissa couldn't be here tonight, but yes, I do think she would be excellent, as she's a realtor and a contractor, works side by side with Mike on the jobs, and does a lot of the design work, and they've got subdivision experience and whatnot, so. Anything else?
The other question
Yes.
is,
Oh,
I'm sorry,
go-
these
sorry.
two terms end at very different times, so we need to select one for each.
Right, and
They typically renew automatically unless they choose to get off.
right, so they would the one this year would renew in March. I guess it really wouldn't matter which one you pick for which, cause it's just an appointment renewal is what it is. Yes, Counselor here.
I've worked with, I'm familiar with Melissa, and I think she's a strong candidate, pretty well-rounded in her skill set, construction, realty, and also sort of she was a fundraiser in her past life, so she has sort of a good lens to look at big projects in the big picture. And I also, thinking about the gentleman who just spoke, Max, I do think real estate law is a little bit different than real estate sales, and I think that could be helpful to the planning board. Those are just my 2 cents.
I would agree.
I agree with both of your choices. I wanted to suggest that I have Melissa Osborne's application all in front of me, licensed real estate, currently developing residential home builder, major projects. I think she'd be my candidate for the seat that expires in 2028, and Max, who's here tonight, again for the same reason, have him for the appointment that goes through March of this year. Let him see how he likes it. So that would be my recommendation to your team.
I would agree with Paul.
And I was looking at Melissa Osborne. Been looking at Max very much, and Cecilia Wardwell because of her community involvement. She's been very active in the community. So how do we want to approach this?
Well, there needs to be a motion from the committee, and as far as who to appoint and kind of which terms to appoint them, and it either passes or fails. So somebody,
Can I get a motion for,
Make a motion for Melissa for the seat expiring March 31st, 2028.
I would recommend doing them separate.
do them separate?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for Melissa Osborne for the seat expiring March 31st, 2028. All in favor? All opposed? No, of course not. Motion passes. Now for the seat expiring March 31st, 2026. Do I have any nominees?
I'll make a motion that we recommend Max Corwin for the appointment on the planning board that ends March 31st, 2026.
You'd have to
I'll
second.
second.
We have a motion and a second for Max Corwin for the seat expiring March 31st, 2026. All in favor? Opposed, 0.
And Mr. Chair, just one more thing, that just a reminder that this is a recommendation to the council, and that the
Correct.
council has the final vote when, at your meeting this evening.
Just a point, I'd like to thank all the people that have applied. I appreciate people wanting to be involved, and would encourage them to find another spot where they could fit in.
Yeah, very much. This was great to see 6 people on the list. All right, so we will recommend Max Corwin for the 2026 and Melissa Osborne for the 2028. Item 5 is adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?